All right, well, I got the tracks on my Bobcat and am carving a road in the hillside here to get down to our lower part of our property. And the tracks seem to work well, but I blew out a tire. Not only did I blow the tire out, but I blew it out in the worst section that I think I possibly could blow it out. So let me show you where the Bobcat is at. Oh man. So we're got the property here. We got this path that I'm plowing through with the Bobcat. It's a pretty steep angle, but it goes downhill here, and I'm cutting through here. The angle I believe is about as maximum as it could be with using a Bobcat. I got to be careful on going backwards and forwards, and I got to put weight in the bucket if I'm going to come up face first. So I was down through here. Coming over this little mound right here, which ended up being a little bit steeper than I thought, because level-wise, right there is about level, and that is downhill. It's kind of really hard to tell in this video. But there it is, stuck in the woods with a blown tire. Let's take a closer look. Too bad it wasn't this tire, because it's up in the air. Of course not. It's got to be. Oh, no, there's a drop-off cliff right over there, and over there. But it's got to be back here in the brush. Not only is the tire blown, but of course I got the tracks on it now. So I gotta jack this thing up here in the brush. Try to keep it from rolling away, even though the wheels are locked. Pull this tire, take the tracks off, pull the tire off, take the tire in to get it repaired, come back, put it all back together, and then I don't think I'm going to be able to go back up the hill. It's a little steeper than I thought, so I'm going to have to continue my journey that way. All right, well, I started without you. I decided to see if I could possibly maneuver the Bobcat around so that the tire that I needed to pull off wasn't downhill, so I could try and get as much weight off of it as possible. So I was successful, and I was able to get it turned around so that the bad tire is facing up. So I dug this area out back here so I could get the jack underneath there. Got the tire here, so it's a little easier to work on in this area. What I'm going to have to do, these tracks, when they're put on, you're supposed to drive your Bobcat over these tracks when they're completely laid out. I'm not going to be able to do that here, so and you can't just unhook this and flop it down because it's rigid and it'll hit the wheel wells there. So you can't really take this Bobcat tread off. Not really Bobcat treads, they're over the tire treads, because the wheel wells are in the way. So I'm going to have to disconnect it from up here and down here and pull this whole section of the track and the tire all at the same time and pull it this way. It's the only way I can think of to get that to pull everything off, because I don't have any room back there, and I'm up against the hill over here, and I have a wild animal right there watching me. And if you're wondering how come these nuts come off so easily, it's because right before I turned the camera on, I loosened them up just to make sure I could get them off. It was a little tough because they are torqued on, but I was able to loosen them up. All right, all the nuts are out. Carriage bolts out. This upper one's got a little more tension because you can see all the slack that I have in here. So and yes, I know I shouldn't be using my ratchet as a hammer. Oh shit, it's got a bunch of crap in my box. Well, the question is, can I get these out without putting the... Oh, there's one. Without putting the tensioner on it. Where's my crescent? Don't tell me I didn't bring it. Damn it. Kicking my ass all the way home. Alright, I gotta go walk all the way back to the house and get a crescent wrench. It's the simple things in life that fuck with you. I'm gonna loosen this up. I need to put it on this one instead. Suck this together because this is just going down. I need to take it off, start over. Finally. Jesus. Now, take this back off. Okay, that'd be nice. Alright, let me have that off. You can see these things are really heavy, and you can't pull this up past the tire. So the whole tire and everything's gonna have to come off in the same swoop. So let me loosen these lug nuts up. I've never taken the tire off of this thing before, so we'll see what can kick my ass this time. Well, ain't that special. Shit. All right, looks like it's a 1 inch, I think. Let's see if I can loosen them up. You know, people are asking me about you know, why I would spend so much money on these tin pans. So I did a review on these. It's like one of my first videos, and this is the exact reason. Right here. Here I am in the dirt, kneeling down for extended periods of time. It's about 45 degrees outside right now. I have long johns on underneath here, and I'm really comfortable, and my legs are dry. Now if this is sopping wet, it would soak through, and these pants are ready for another layer of waxing to help keep the water out. But so far I've had these almost a year now, and I absolutely love them. So let's see what we can do on this. They are on tight, that's for sure. Probably when I put them back on, grease these up really well. There, like so. Julie was just down here. She brought up a good point of, I don't know if these are tubeless or what. Oh, right there, tubeless. So they're tubeless tires. She thought maybe I could pop air back into it again. Because what happened was I was on the hillside, and these sidewalls of this track dug into the side of the tire and basically busted the seal, and all the air leaked out. But I don't think even if I got power down here, or my compressor down here, I guess I don't need power as long as the tank is charged, if I would have enough, if I could put air back in this again, especially with a seal now being dirty and full of dirt. shit, I don't know. I don't know if that's worth a try or not. This tire out of here. Holy shit, that's heavy. So, whew, tired. Took the tire in, found a place that was open on Sunday. They took it off the rim and inflated it. I think part of my problem was these tires are supposed to be inflated to 75 psi. And if it's not fully inflated, when you put pressure on the sidewalls, there's a greater chance of the tires to push in. And I think with me on these hillsides and all that, that's exactly what happened. I wish I could check the tires and put air into them while I'm down here to check. I don't think I want to roll my compressor all the way down here. I'd have to roll it up between each fill because I think I can only put like 125 psi into the tank. So I'm hoping that I can get through this, and then when I get it back up to the house, I can put proper air fill in it. So for now, I need to dig out so that my tracks are flat. So when I do put this this tire back on, I can cinch my tracks up. So let me do that. See if I can do that first. This all out of here. Shovel. I lift the track and the tire up onto these lugs. Oh man. need like a crowbar. Gotta walk all the way back up to the house and get a crowbar. I'm gonna slide underneath there and pry it up. Should get me right up on top of there. On me. Oh shit, I said I was gonna put some grease on these. What? I'm gonna walk them back up that hill. Alright, so I think I'm going to see if I can get, well, I can't really move that. I need to have this whole track completely free, and I can't have it free. I'll show you what I mean. Let me move the camera over here. So here's the problem I'm dealing with. When I put my block under here, it wasn't in the way of this because my tire was all flat. Now that my tire is full and I'm putting my track back on, you can see I got a block right in the way, and I can't push this track back further. So I need to basically drop this down, move my lift over so that I can lift it back up, because I shouldn't have this much space in between here. Nor down there at the bottom. So that's what I need to do. So I need to move that over. And I think for now, I'm going to see if I can put the pins in at least one of these. Because if I can get one in, it'll help when I put that other one in. So let's see what we can do. I can't even budge that right now. So I can't even adjust it. So I'm just gonna have to lower this down and then re-jack it up. Well, I was hoping to lower it down a little slower than that. I'll try jacking it back up. And the reason I want to jack it back up is because I need to maneuver these treads underneath here a little bit more, and I need to get the tires off of it. I knew these treads were going to be a pain in the ass, because this is not how you're supposed to put them on. Through. One. tire is complete. I think what I'm going to do is leave it jacked up, because as I tighten this, it'll help, it'll pull along the bottom, also along the top, so I can get this pin in up here. So let's see what we're dealing with over here. I'm hoping that looks like I got some slack over there. That's where this tension rod guy comes in handy. So we're gonna screw this back out, whatever direction that is. There's no way you could put these tracks on without this tool. Well, I guess you could. You could get some ratchet straps and ratchet it on. But you can see here I got to go 6 inches in. Alright, so I've tightened this bar about as far as I can tighten it. This isn't budging, but I still have like another ½ inch to go. And the problem is I got all this dirt underneath this one tire that's keeping it from wrapping all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the jack over here, get the jack out, and then I'm going to hop in the Bobcat and I'm going to go forwards a little bit and then come backwards to try and with this cinch bracket in here to hopefully loosen this up to give me some slack in here. And I got Julie standing here helping to make sure that something doesn't fall off or whatever. So we'll get this jack out. This jack doesn't go down smoothly. Close to falling out of my nut. But that definitely helped. I wasn't able to turn it anymore. Close on this one. Thank you.
got it done. It only took, let's see, I started at 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 5 hours. If that happened up at the shop, it wouldn't have been an issue. All right. Oh, that's not good. There's a nail right here sticking out of the tire that I just had repaired. Shit. Well, I am not going to take that nail out. I was there when they put the new tire on, and they looked around the whole inside, and there wasn't anything puncturing the tire, so hopefully this nail is just going into this thick rubber area. But I'll have to keep an eye on that. Wow, I can't believe I just noticed that just now.